Hello everyone, welcome to News Extra, and we're talking about the 2019 Greek Festival coming up on August 10th at the Prairie Winds Community Center in Bridgeport. It benefits the Assumption Greek Orthodox Church that's in Baird, and I happen to have two of the church council members with me, Bob Kinsey and Andrew Plummer. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Now, of course, the format a little different, just like it was last year. Only one day.
Yes.
With the Greek Festival this year. Kind of explain the idea, I guess, to split things up a little bit that took place last year, and then we're going to repeat it again the same way.
Well, for 91 straight years, it was kind of the same format. It was, well, not quite 91, I guess. For about 80 years, it was the same format. It was held on a Sunday afternoon, and it was pretty much at a farm in Bridgeport. And we had done that for several years, and when the community center was built in Bridgeport, we decided to help protect the event from the weather elements and different things, and so we started having a Saturday and Sunday event. Last year was the first year that we moved away from that and decided to have the traditional Sunday dinner on in February to split the event up a little bit. And we still do the traditional Saturday night festival portion, which you said is going to be on the 10th this year. So.
Yeah, and of course that's one that always draws a lot of people from all around. Of course, one of the big draws is the food that's available, which this is a fundraiser for the church.
Correct. Yeah, it's a fundraiser for the Assumption Greek Orthodox Church, as you mentioned, and it is worth noting that all the food is prepared fresh by hand.
Oh yes, yeah, I've seen it done before, and it's quite the undertaking.
Yes.
I mean, how long in advance are the preparations for an event such as this?
Well, we actually started making some of the food a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
A group of the parishioners will come to the church and supervised by the Greek women that have the historical expertise. We're given directions on how to do things.
And there are some very specific ways that some of the dishes are prepared. Some of them very, very detailed, such, baklava is one of those things that actually takes some time to put it together correctly. Spanakopita, if I remember correctly, is another one. I didn't practice beforehand, by the way. So let's talk a little bit about
Gyros.
Well, that one's
very
kind
popular.
Of extremely popular in our area. Let's talk a little bit about the event itself when things kick off a little bit earlier in the day before the food makes its appearance.
Right, so we're going to actually open the doors. The bar is going to be open at 3:30. There is a cash bar available. We do have authentic Greek beers, domestic beers, some Greek liqueurs, wine, everything kind of from anything that wets your whistle, I suppose, in addition to a soda and water and that kind of stuff on top of it. So that'll open at 3:30, and the food booths open at 4 o'clock. Those food booths, I'm going to cheat here and look at a list, but we do have gyros. We have lamb and pork kebabs, Greek sausage, Greek salad, tiropitas, which are phyllo dough cheese triangles, orzo and tomato sauce, which is a rice. And then we have a soup, which is consistent of those ingredients as well. Baklava sundaes, and then a variety of different sweets that you can purchase on site as well.
And also the Greek salad, which is always very popular. Very popular.
Definitely is. And of course, everything is by tickets. You purchase your tickets to be able to partake in all of those things, correct?
Yes. When you come in, you can choose how many tickets that you want to purchase in each of those particular entrees or sweets cost so many tickets. So you can buy like 20 tickets is what we recommend people to start out with, and then they can always come back and get more. And we generally give refunds if they end up having more tickets than they can use. We will buy them back so that they're not set with some tickets that they can't use. Yeah,
and of course it's very popular. You always get a lot of people there. Sometimes some things run out relatively quick.
Yes, absolutely.
There are certain things that are the big favorites that tend to go pretty fast.
Yes, we'd recommend getting there a little bit early. We say food starts at 4 o'clock. You can definitely show up a little bit early, have a drink, kind of antiquate yourself with the surroundings. But there is, probably at 6:30 is when you probably you get there, you might be a little out of luck on certain items.
Of course, there's more to the festival itself than just that. There's culture that comes with it, and we'll be right back on News Extra to talk about that. And we're back on News Extra. We're talking about the Greek Orthodox. I'm going to start that over. And we're back on News Extra. We're talking about the Greek Festival coming up August 10th at the Prairie Winds Community Center, a benefit for the Assumption Greek Orthodox Church. Had to get that said correctly, gentlemen. I have Bob Kinsey and Andrew Plummer with me. They are members of the board council for the church. Again, thank you very much for joining us. We're talking about the some of the traditional drink and food that's available earlier in the day on Saturday. But there's plenty of culture that is also shared with people that happen to come by that's part of this, correct?
Correct, yeah. In addition to some authentic Greek people there will also be several different cultural events happening. And one of those, I mean, if you can see on the picture behind us, is the dancers. And the dancers are consistent of kids 3 to approximately 16 years old this year, I believe. Maybe a little bit younger than that, about 13, 14 years old, now I think about it. But my 2 children are involved in that. I've also been involved in that myself, and it's something that's been passed on from generation to generation down the church. So that's always a neat thing to see. I believe that starts at 6:30 this year.
Yes.
And then there is an auction immediately following that.
Okay. And the items that are going to be part of that auction?
Are donated by different people from the parish generally and other businesses that help support our church.
Okay.
Yeah.
What type of items are we talking about?
There's usually some homemade quilts. We've had tickets to various sporting events donated, and even one year we had a set of tires, brand new tires.
Which
by a dealership, one of the local dealerships, which isn't a bad deal.
No, it's
really.
not a bad deal. It's
very useful. Yeah.
Very useful, especially considering the winters we've had lately.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about culture.
Right.
Passing that down generation to generation. This is, probably just a one public example of all of the things that are part of the Greek culture that do get passed down.
Yeah, the parish was established in 1926 by people from Greece who came to the United States and ended up settling here in this part of Nebraska. And, one of the confusions we have, because I'm not Greek, I'm a convert, being Orthodox is not exclusive to Greek people. We just happen to be an Orthodox church that was founded by Greeks. The Orthodox Church is the second largest church in the world, but in the United States it has a small presence.
Yes. Yeah, much larger presence in Southern Europe, the Middle East, places such as that where it's much more prevalent. Where the Orthodox Church is.
And something of historical significance that some people may not appreciate. Many of the Christians that are being killed in countries like Ethiopia are Orthodox Christians. They're being killed because of their faith and have really become martyrs in the church because they refused to deny Christianity and were executed.
Yeah, that is definitely the case and something that's still going on out in that part of the world. Now, we've kind of split things up. The traditional Sunday dinner last year was split to a different day into the winter. You're going to do that again this year?
Yes.
Okay. And explain that.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different than Saturday night is more of an a la carte. We've mentioned you buy individual tickets. And those tickets can buy various items. Some items are 3 tickets. Some items are as high as 8 to 9 tickets. Whereas Sunday is a traditional Greek meal where, lamb, potatoes, spanakopita, as you mentioned earlier, walnut cake, the salad. And that's going to be again in February this year.
And that'll be a fun time too. But right now, the big thing is the festival that's coming up. It's going to be August 10th at the Prairie Winds Community Center, starting up about 4:30.
3:30 is when the doors.
3:30 is when the doors open.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And going on into the evening, of course, the dancers are always entertaining to watch, and especially the little kids.
Yes.
Because they are learning. And they're doing the best they can out there. A lot of fun, absolutely a lot of fun. Bob, Andrew, thank you very much for joining us on News Extra today.
Well, thanks to KNEB for supporting us every year in this festival. It's very important that you take this on for our community.
We appreciate it, and we're welcome. We're more than happy to do so.
Okay.